All right, so before we start off this episode, we just want to give a little disclaimer that as of today, which is August 21st, we just got back to school and we're now
Yeah.
seniors. So,
Mhm.
because of that, the next few episodes, or like the last few episodes, because we only have 6 movies or 5 after this one, they're probably going to be a bit slower to get up because we got school to take care of, and we're not going to have as much time as we used to. But uh, I think I'm still confident we can get at least the reviews done before August. But if that's not the case, then I don't think early September would be that big of a deal. But we just want to give a little
Yeah,
disclaimer,
no,
like.
but I should mention that our original goal was to. We started this in early July, so summer had already started by then. We had a feeling that we would not get this done by the time that summer officially ended, before school started, but we did want to try and get them all out before August ended. And we could very well possibly do that, but like Franco said, because of school going around the same time, it shouldn't be that big of a deal since we're only in the first week right now.
Yeah, the first week it's usually
It shouldn't be that bad. But we still want to just put the disclaimer out that uploads are a little bit slow from this point on. That's why, and I want to say sorry if they don't go up at a certain time and whatever. It's just that we can't control that, and it's just like sometimes shit happens. So overall, like, I'm glad that we got this far into SGS without any interruptions for the most part. But yeah, it's just I did want to get this out to kind of just say, like, before anything happens, let's just get that out of the way real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, just wanted to say that, sorry if like uploads are a little bit slower than usual, and this goes for after SGS stuff too, because I want to get some stuff done in this is not counting really towards in part also the ranking videos for Studio Ghibli Summer, like the tier ranking videos for not only my channel but also Franco's channel. Also, not even the tier ranking, just the tier ranking on my channel and both of our personal rankings of the films. Those may come out a little bit slower, as well as some personal videos I want to get done before October starts. If those are a little bit slow, then yeah, I'm sorry. It's just that school is a thing, and once school is done, we would obviously be able to upload more consistently and more quickly. It's just that we don't want to take the risk as of now. So, yeah, we just wanted to address that real quick before this review started, and yeah. So, without further ado, let's get on to the actual review. We'll see you guys later. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Studio Ghibli Summer. I am, of course, RussellStarTrek, joined by Franco, also known as Odd Boy.
Hello.
And after the mega review that was the Ponyo review, I didn't really know what to expect from the next film, which is, if you guys can't tell, The Secret World of Arrietty, which was released in July of 2010. So now we are jumping to the 2010s of Studio Ghibli, which is really kind of the last era, or yeah, technically the last era of films, because the last one we're actually going to be discussing is technically set, or was released in 2020s, but there's only one film compared to, God knows how many there are in the 2010s. I think there's like, what, 6 in the 2010s?
I think there's 5. We have Arrietty, we have From Up on Poppy Hill, and then we had The Wind Rises, Princess Kaguya.
And when Mario was there.
Yeah. So what was that, 5?
Yeah, 5 films.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really think you can call one film an era when it's only like a singular film. But besides that, this is really the era for me where I didn't really know that much of the films. Yeah, because you know, so I didn't really know how I was gonna feel about these films as compared to the 2010s. Because the 2000s movies, I kind of had some understanding of like what the majority of the quality would be for those films. Starting from this film onwards, I have no fucking clue. So I was kind of nervous going into this one, seeing like if this is gonna be like a really good movie, a really mediocre film, or just absolute dog shit. And obviously, you'll hear our opinions throughout the review. I'll just say, um, this was an experience through and through. And I mean, yeah, I guess Franco, if you want to mention anything about the film before we move on, you can go
Yeah,
ahead and do that.
yeah. It's like at this point, I had I didn't have any expectations, like, because the 2010s era, I almost hear nobody talk about this time for Studio Ghibli. So I just had low expectations for this film, and am still gonna do with like the rest of the movies. So but yeah, we'll share our opinions later. But yeah, I was kind of nervous to see how Studio Ghibli in the 2010s would be, or like at least the start.
Yeah. So, without further ado, let's start off our 2010 escapade with The Secret World of Arrietty, which was made with a budget of around $23 million in Japan. It made over $125 million, and worldwide it made over 145 million. So, I think overall it was a pretty noble success. Not as much as compared to Spirited Away or Ponyo.
Or Howl's Moving
I
Castle.
think it's or House Moving Castle, but it's certainly up there.
Yeah.
And we are back to having first-time directors this time. This one being directed by Hiroshima Yambasa.
Hiromasa.
Oh, well.
You just
The
said
script here, there's a fucking B.
You just said Hiroshima. Oh my god.
Oh, well, whatever.
Okay.
Hiromasa.
Okay.
Fuck.
Okay. Yeah, it was directed by Hiromasa Yonebayashi. I gave it my best shot. But yeah, and yeah, like Rosa said, we're back to first-time directors. And there's a little fun fact. I don't think I have this as a fun fact, but I'll just say this right now. This was actually.
Oh no! You do. I see it. Don't spoil it yet.
Well, no, the fun facts I have listed are like. It's not what I'm about to say. I was about to say like Hiromasa, at this time at least, because I don't know if it's changed or not. He was actually the youngest director in Studio Ghibli.
Really? Okay. I could actually probably look that up real quick.
I don't remember exactly how old he was, but I think he was somewhere around his 30s when he directed Arrietty. Oh yeah, if you're in Japan or possibly anywhere else, then this movie is just called Arrietty. But for the US, it's called The Secret World of Arrietty.
Yeah, which I found
It's kind of weird.
A little weird. Like, why only in America did they call it The Secret World of Arrietty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up, and yeah, it's still Hiromasa, who is the youngest.
Yeah. Because
Yep.
I'm looking him up right now. He was born in 1973, and this came out in 2010. So he would have been like 37, I think.
Yeah, you're right, 37.
Yeah, so yeah, unless it's changed, he's the youngest director at Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, I wonder if fucking the newest film that just came out, The Boy and the Hero, I think that's what it's called. I wonder if that film will break it. Though I highly doubt it.
I think that film was directed by Miyazaki, like Hayao.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Anyway,
Right.
but yeah, I just want to get that out of the way. And I think what next? You got the summary. All right.
So, Arrietty, a tiny teenager, lives with her parents in the recesses of a suburban home. Unbeknown to the homeowner and housekeeper, like others of her kind, Arrietty remains hidden from her human host, but occasionally ventures forth from beneath the floorboards to borrow sugar cubes and other supplies. A secret friendship forms when 12-year-old Sean, played by David Herney in the American version, meets Arrietty, who I forgot to mention a little bit ago, was played by Bridget Melder in the American version. But the relationship could spell danger for Arrietty's family. So, yeah, very, very much different from previous Ghibli films that we've had in the past. I don't think. Yeah, I think this is the first film of its kind for Studio Ghibli to have a plot like this. I could be wrong though.
I
Um,
believe so.
yeah, because we're fucking dealing with Munchkins at this point, and that's a very obscure reference. I don't even know anyone's gonna fucking get. But yeah, so it's very much a I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, it's basically like
It feels
I
like
guess like an app.
if I have to say anything, this plot feels something that Disney themselves would make.
Yeah, I guess I could see
This
that.
feels like a very Disney-like plot.
Yeah. But it kind of just seems like an Outcaster kind of story to me.
Yeah, which isn't it? It can be good. Like sometimes it's good to be
Yeah,
different.
exactly. But yeah, moving on to the cast, now we have our title character, Arrietty, who is played by Bridget Melder, uh, or
Mendler.
or Medler, sure, I don't know. I don't really recognize her from that much. But looking back for her career, she was apparently a good prominent character in Good Luck Charlie, the TV series,
Yeah,
which was made by Disney, as well as Lemonade Mouth, and Wizards of Waverly Place.
and
And
apparently she was also in Muppets Most Wanted and Alvin and the Chipmunks. The
Beverly,
Squeakquel.
I was gonna say that Alvin and the Chipmunks,
Oh God,
Squeakquel. I just gotta stop
the
there.
second movie basically.
Yeah. Then she also appeared in Beverly Hills Chihuahua too.
I question some of these shows and movies.
Yeah. I think she actually does pretty good with her role. I bet it's probably her only good role in her entire career.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Um, but honestly, overall, I think she does a very good job with her performance.
Yeah, I definitely love the
Just that,
performance.
yes, that when you look back through her career, it's very.
Yeah.
Uh, but you want to mention your thoughts about Arrietty?
I mean, you've kind of already did. Like, I got nothing else new to say. Like, yeah, I like her performance. I think she does great with Arrietty, and she sells it well. So yeah, great actor for Arrietty.
Next up, we have Mother, Homely or Homily,
Homily,
Homily. All right, played by Amy. I'm probably gonna butcher this. Amy
Fowler,
O'Lear.
Polar, or Fowler, whatever. Um,
Uh, I didn't really recognize her voice from that much, and then I'm looking her up,
yeah,
and she was
look.
apparently a prominent role in Parks and Recreation, as well as a prominent role in the 2004 film Mean Girls with Lindsay Lohan, which I believe we actually mentioned in a previous Ghibli film review.
Yeah,
Sounds familiar. She also apparently had a very prominent role in Inside Out, which is probably one of the better
I think she was.
2010.
I think I was gonna
Uh,
say when you mentioned how she was in Inside Out. I think she actually plays Joy.
really? Okay.
I'm checking right now. Yep, yep. She plays Joy.
Arguably, that's probably one of the best. The Pixar movie? I think it is a Pixar movie, right?
Yeah, one of the best Pixar movies for sure. I mean,
Or one of the better Pixar. Yeah, one of the best out of the 2010s era.
yeah. I mean, comparing to like the 2000s, which is like the best Pixar decade, is like it's good, but it's not as good
Yeah.
compared to those.
She was apparently also a host on Saturday Night Live, as well as being in Blades of Glory with, I believe that's Will Smith. Or not Will Smith. Fuck, I'm actually forgetting the name. Will Ferrell. That's what the fucking name was. I'm surprised it took me that long to remember Will Ferrell. She apparently also had a role in one of the Tenacious D movies, as well as appearing in, I believe, all of the Alvin and the Chipmunk sequels. Oh, Jesus Christ!
fucking hell, man. Oh my god.
As well as apparently being in Shrek the Third and being in a part of a number of DreamWorks films, including Shrek the Third, Monsters vs. Aliens, and Megamind.
Bro, Megamind is so good.
I still need to see that one. I still actually need to see a lot of DreamWorks catalog. But I think the mother does fine. I think my only problem with her is that there is way too much like screaming and yelling with her character that I'm just like, shut up, please.
Yeah, but other than that, she's likable for the most part.
Yeah. Now we go on to one of the more, I guess you could say the big star of this American dub.
I remember,
and that being,
yeah, this one, I was like, that sounds familiar, and it's we have the father Pod, who is played by none other than Will Arnett, and when I heard the father's voice in the movie, I knew it sounded familiar, but I just couldn't click who it was. But like now looking up his name, he was fucking Batman in not only the Lego movies but also the Lego Batman movie. I know he was in the first one, the Batman movie, and then the second Lego movie, which was shit.
Yeah.
But apparently he
was also in Ratatouille, as well as the TV show BoJack Horseman, as well as being a prominent host of Lego Masters, also being a fairly well-known or fairly big part of the live-action Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movies. I do not want to mention them. He was also a part of the Nutjob movies, as well as Despicable Me, and the Dr. Seuss animated adaptation of Fortune Hears a Who. And I'm pretty sure, and also Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Oh god.
And Ice Age the Meltdown.
But yeah,
G-Force. Okay. I think the father is alright in the film. Nothing too special.
Yeah, it's nothing too crazy, but I think he is like enjoyable. He is a very serious like type of father. I mean, well, he provides for the family in in quite an intense way, and but you do see him like the family, appreciate them, and there are scenes where like he's proud of his daughter Arrietty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Will Arnett did pretty good with Pod.
Yeah, I was gonna say, anything else you want to mention?
Nope.
All right, so moving on, we have Ahara, which
is
I forgot.
She's the orange,
the maid, right?
The one in orange, the one who fucking goes crazy. The bitch.
Yeah, the maid.
The maid bitch.
Yeah. So the thing about her is that, okay, so now we're technically getting to the human characters. The thing about Hara is that like I forgot what happens, but doesn't she hears the story about like the little people that used to live in the house by the aunt, which will be coming up soon. And Then she starts going on this whole batshit crazy kind of like mood change where all of a sudden she wants to hunt down these little people.
Yeah, it's like at the
And
beginning of the movie, she's okay, not anything too
yeah,
special, but like after learning about the like the miniature house that they made with like the tiny people or for the tiny people, and then after finding a piece and then finding eventually the mother, she starts to basically turn into the antagonist for the rest of the movie.
yeah, pretty much.
And
I was gonna say like she goes as far as to actually capturing the mother and putting her in a glass jar, which I'm like, okay, yeah, you're the villain now. And she was voiced by Carol Burnett, who I didn't really recognize her from too much, except for the fact that she had a prominent role in the original 1982 version of Annie, as well as having a role in again Horton Hears a Who, and in
apparently she was
Toy
also in.
Story 4,
Yeah, I was about to mention that. Which why that movie?
as well as Trolls
Oh,
Holiday in Harmony.
oh Jesus!
Um, I
I swear, dude.
no, but like,
I swear, the 2010s for animated movies was just not great for the most part.
yeah,
There were some good ones, obviously, but like 2010s, in my opinion, was when like I think movies in general, and especially animated films, just took a big decline.
yeah. Um, but like honestly, I don't think she does that bad. It's just that you hate her character throughout a good chunk of the movie,
And
so that
if the actor can pull off you hating the character when they're supposed to be bad or they turn bad, then that shows that they are good at performing that specific type of role.
yeah. I'm. That's pretty much all I have to say about her.
Yeah. And okay, so okay, so the next character we have is Sean. Now the thing is, his name is Sean only in the US version. Everywhere else, like the Japanese and like the European releases, his name is Sho.
Yeah.
I guess they wanted to change it to Sean to feel more I guess normal for the American audience.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say a little bit more American.
Yeah. But yeah, so Sean, as we're gonna call him, he was played by David Henry.
Now, this guy, I didn't really know much about him, but obviously doing research, he appeared in again the Wizards of Waverly Place, as well as the movie that came out. Sure, as well as being in Paul
Paul Blart
Blart
Mall
Mall
Cop
Cop
2.
2.
Apparently in Grown Ups too.
Yeah, as well as Grown Ups 2. Also being in The Sweet Life on Deck. Okay, and then from the looks of it, being in a lot of like low budget movies.
Yeah, I'm looking at these movies and I don't even know any of them.
Um, but I think he does actually very good in the film. In fact, he's actually the main part of one scene, which I'm gonna be talking about when I get to favorite scenes. That
Yeah,
it fucking got to me.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, I like David Henry's performance for Sean. I think he did great with the character.
Definitely. All right, so next up we have the aunt, also known as Aunt Jessica, who and she was played by Gracie Politi. Now, I don't really know
I'm
that much about her.
I'm looking up her career and I'm not seeing much. Uh,
I
apparent
think she was a prominent stage on theater. That might be her thing.
yeah, but I'm like looking. Apparently she was in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle or whatever the fuck that
I
is.
don't even know that.
I don't know, but yeah, I don't think she really had a career with like you said, theater's more for I guess suit.
Oh well, apparently, her in Arrietty was actually her last performance,
Oh,
her last like role. I wonder if she must have like left the film industry after that point.
probably.
I had to guess. Yeah, it still shows that like I think she's still alive. Yeah. So yeah, I think she does all right. I think the problem with her is like she just doesn't have enough screen time.
Yeah, but I think Aunt Jessica's the one who gives a story about the miniature house and the little people. But other than
Yeah,
that, yeah, she doesn't.
because
She doesn't really have that much screen time.
I think she is the mother to Sean's mother, who basically had an experience with these little people, and she wanted to know like if they were real or not, but she never got that experience. And then uh her grandmother kind of had to kind of defend. Excuse me. I kind of had to like just take care of the house while she left, pretty much.
Yeah, but
So
I think for the most part, I think I think Poletti does pretty good for Aunt Jessica.
yeah.
And I don't even know what the point of this next character was. But I just included him because fuck it.
Well, no, he does technically have a reason in the film.
I mean, I guess, but it's just very little voice lines. But I guess we can mention him anyway.
Yeah, true, but at the same time, it is important. Yeah, we kind of have to include him, but yeah, and that character is Spiller. There's another, I guess, like Bororu.
Yeah,
See, okay, it's kind of weird. They some of them say borrowers, and yet some of the other ones say borrowers. So I'm just like, how the fuck do you even pronounce it? I'm just gonna go with borrowers. That's technically that's how they state themselves as, and like the definition for what they are kind of extrapolates that.
yeah.
Um, but yeah,
But
he's another one of like the small people, and
yeah, and Spiller was played by Moises Arias. Sorry if I butchered that. And I'm not. I don't. There's only a few that kind of stand out to like what Moises like performed in. Apparently, they were apparently like it was in Hannah Montana, as well as the Hannah Montana the movie, as well as Nacho Libre, which I don't know why that keeps coming up to me. It's like I've never seen it or care for it honestly. Also apparently,
yeah, there,
having a role in Despicable Me too, and
yeah.
apparently Kong Skull Island, which I've never even heard of.
It's a King Kong story if you know him.
But yeah,
But yeah, she also apparently appeared in Ender's Games with Harrison Ford, as well as being in Samaritan with Sylvester Stallone, as well as being a part of the TV series Jean-Claude Van Johnson with Jean-Claude Van Damme, as well as the Pitch Perfect movie and The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Actually, that one's not that bad. She apparently also, or he also apparently had a role in fucking Astro Boy.
huh?
But I think he does all right. This is it's just kind of the problem is that he doesn't have that many speaking lines throughout. That he
Yeah,
doesn't really have time to kind of actually articulate with himself. But overall, I think it's not only a bad performance, but it's also a very important role in terms of the film.
yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess for the most part he does solid for Spiller.
All right, so want to do your favorite scene first? Because I'm gonna have to get a minute before I do mine.
All right, I feel
Unless yours is the same scene I'm
I
thinking
think
of.
I think ours is the same scene.
Fuck. Okay.
Well, I feel like okay. Is your okay? I'm gonna ask this right now. Is the one you're gonna talk about is yours the ending?
That was one of them, but not my actual favorite scene.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna. I think the scene I'm gonna mention is actually the one you're thinking right now. Uh,
Okay,
okay.
but I was gonna say, no, I guess if you're gonna talk about the ending, I should probably mention my scene first.
All right, you go ahead then.
So, um, there is a kind of a big conflict in, what did you say, like around the middle of the film,
I
like
think.
near like the last like the last third of the film, where basically we're not. It's basically like a thing that's been building up the entire time, where basically, the Baru's are scared of like the humans because they think that they're gonna destroy everything. And Arrietty is kind of like in the middle where she's like, yeah, they might destroy us, but maybe they could also be kind of friendly, and her parents are like, no, like they're evil and dangerous. You cannot trust them. And so right as they're about to move out, she goes to, because she occasionally goes up to Sean throughout the film, and basically kind of explains to him, like he kind of just has these little chats with him, and like their friendship kind of grows. But it's this one scene where it's right before they're supposed to leave. And I I was not expecting this, but it caught me so fucking off guard. So she notices that Sean is chilling out in this field. So she walks up to this rock because obviously she's like that big compared to like a full size human. So she stands up on this rock and then they start having this conversation, like saying like, and then she's like, I forgot exactly how it happens. I think she's like, oh yeah, no, my family's about to leave. I don't feel safe here. Blah 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 blah. You know, it's not safe for us. And Sean's like, oh, like that like sucks because oh, I'm trying to remember exactly what leads up to this point, but you know, it kind of seems, but yeah. So they're talking about how like she has to move and how like he's gonna feel sad because they were like just becoming like friends and whatever, and um it was just like she's like kind of like they're both kind of feeling sad because like not only Arrietty herself has to leave, like Sean's losing like really like the only friend that he's really had this entire time. And then he drops the fucking bombshell that he didn't really talk to her. Just well, she wanted to make a friend, but it wasn't just because of that. It's because she has issues with his heart. I
And
think he explains it that
like
he
he's
had.
getting a he's
Well,
getting an
I don't know if he explains it, but like it's basically like he has trouble breathing when he's running for a while, and he has to get surgery. It's basically a heart transplant surgery. I think they say it as.
yeah.
And that was just like the moment where I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
Like that just got dark real quick, or like sad. That just turned the that just shifted the dial of like the mood of the film.
Like the tone of the film just did a fucking 180, and I'm just like, "Oh,
Shit.
I'm depressed."
Yeah, and then he kind of like then goes in this conversation of like how we're all gonna die soon, but that's just life. And then like Ariadne.
Oh no! Wait, okay, no, I remember. No, I remember. No, he's saying that like oh like all of us don't live forever. But, like we all have to die at some point. And like he could tell like she's visibly getting upset, and then that's when he drops the bombshell of like, what am I even kidding? Like I'm the one who's about to die soon, and she's like, what? And he goes like, yeah, I'm getting like heart surgery. And that's when we're like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's where the film took a complete 180, and then Ariadne's kind of like
The face that she makes after he drops that bombshell, that was me.
yeah.
That was me. Like, fuck, man. And then after that was when the mother gets captured by the maid, and they kind of like do like this whole thing where because there's a moment where they run around the back of the house so that he doesn't get spotted by her, and like you could tell like the strain on him because he's sweating bucket loads just by running not even a few feet, and you're like, wow, he's actually kind of fucked up right now. But he manages to make it to the back, and he manages to help her save her mother. Then yeah, you can go about the ending.
Yeah, so the ending, uh Ariadne does eventually like leave and try to find a new home, since she was seen by Sean. And when a borrower gets spotted, they have to move because I think they say when a human spots like the borrower, their curiosity never ends, and like the borrowers basically
Yeah.
they don't want to deal with all that shit, so they were like, okay, we gotta get out of
Yeah,
here.
they don't want to risk it.
Yeah,
So they whenever they get spotted, they have to move.
yeah. So Arrietty, is just traveling, just finding a new place to live, and like I think the cat, I forgot the name. I forgot the name. But like,
I think it's like Naru, like Naru or something along those lines.
but yeah. So the cat.
Like I gotta actually look it up real quick.
So yeah, the cat. So the cat shows up, and they just have this whole staring moment, and after a while, the cat just kind of, goes away. But then after that, um, the cat.
Naira.
Naya.
Right.
Okay.
And it's Niya.
Yeah. So
Uh,
so then after the cat leaves, I don't know if we have any more time with Arrietty, but basically, you know, what may seem like the cat just left, the cat actually goes back to Sean, and basically kind of makes it,
Leads him the way.
yeah, leads him the way, and Sean is running, and like you can see, like he is basically putting his life at risk, but he knows it's worth it if he is able to see Arrietty one final time. And uh, he eventually finds Arrietty, or like he's calling out her name, and then she hears, and then she goes to him, and that's kind of where they have their final goodbye. And like that shit got emotional, dude. Like
I'm like feeling it right now.
yeah, and the crazy part was, Russell legit cried, which
Uh-huh.
I think, well, like I cried during Ponyo, so like I'm not afraid. I don't think we'd be afraid of it.
And I just didn't feel anything for that.
Yeah, but
I was like, cool, whatever.
Russell legit cried on that moment, and which I think was the first time he cried in a Ghibli movie. I know we got very close with Grave of the Fireflies, but I think we were able to hold
Yeah.
it back. But it was this moment that Russell just had to let
Yeah.
it out,
Mhm.
and that just
I think
shows.
also I was gonna say I think it was also the fact that I had to because we watched this film because like I said we're recording this Monday August 21st and we watched it the Sunday prior so August 20th. The day before that I was going through some things I'll just say that I don't know if I could speak about publicly. Basically, I'll just say that a few years ago, one of my cousin's closest friends passed away in a car crash,
Oh shit!
and um, it was I don't think. I mean, I got over it after a while, but my cousin never got over it because he was like a fucking brother to him. And that day, the Saturday, like because I was out the entire day. Yeah, because it was like my uncle's birthday or whatever, so we all met up at his house and shot the shit for like, cause I think we got there at like 12 or 1, and we stayed there until like 10 at night. But like like probably like 10 minutes after we family got there, I noticed that my cousin and like all the other cousins and his friends or whatever, they were all like packing to go somewhere. Like they weren't like leaving, but they were like, going somewhere, and we asked like me and my mom, we were like watching some of my sister's kids, and we were like, you know, like, what's up? Where are you guys going? And they were saying that we were going to. Oh, this kid, the kid that died was his name was Ian. He said like, oh yeah, we're going to Ian's grave because they just say hi to him, and I didn't feel it in the moment, but when I got home, I fucking broke down so hard, and I think it was honestly kind of not only from the film itself, but I think it was also a residual effect from that night, because it was legit the night before that I was just kind of like not in a stable not mental position, but like emotional position. That scene happened. I was like, "Fuck, bro, are you serious?" And yeah, I let it out. So this was the first time I cried during a Studio Ghibli movie. It's not saying that I never cried during a movie at all. I think I've actually had that happen multiple times in the past, actually. Uh, but yeah, this was definitely one of the first time. I think it actually was the first time I cried during a film when my friends were around. So that's something I could definitely mark it down as. Um, but yeah, no, that fucking scene got to me. It fucking got to me because you grow so attached to these characters that when the ending comes around and they have to separate, you fucking feel bad for them. And I don't know if anyone else got this, but from the end, so the ending, the actual ending that plays during the end credits, we see shots of Arrietty and her family kind of going through the river. I guess the river stream, and just looking around and experiencing everything. And the final shot technically of the film is on this shed area. And during that end credit scene, he says, or I forgot, because Arrietty asks him like, when is the surgery? He says tomorrow. And after that final scene of the film, and it cuts to the end credits, we do not see Sean again. So I kind of came to the conclusion that the surgery did not go well, and he unfortunately passed away. That's what made it even worse for me, because I'm like, fuck, bro, you had this emotional fucking scene, and then you left us hanging to make it up our own minds. That's kind of fucked up, because then most people are going to think, well, he didn't make it. He didn't make it through the surgery. I don't know if anyone else felt like that, but that's what I felt in that scene.
Yeah, that was a very powerful scene for sure, and so unexpected. Well,
Yeah.
I guess it was unexpected of how powerful it would be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a really good scene.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Anything else you want to mention before going on to the fun facts?
No. And so for this movie we have 2 fun facts, and I want to start off with the first one.
You want to start it off? I was gonna say like, do you want me to start off and then you do the second one?
I'll start it off. And I guess you could do the second one. But yeah, so fun fact number 1. Did you know that Tom Holland plays Sean in the UK dub? Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, at least before we knew him as that, Tom Holland himself played the leading role of Sho, which, again, is Sean in the US version only. And he was only 14 when he played the character.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's crazy to think that Tom Holland was in a Studio Ghibli movie. Even if, like, the American version we got did not have him, just the fact that he alone was in a Studio Ghibli movie. Because, like, again, Studio Ghibli has this thing of, like, getting these big actors. But Tom Holland's different because this was before he got famous. And, I'm pretty sure everyone should know his most famous role as Spider-Man in, like, the MCU movies. But yeah, that's just crazy to think about.
I'm trying to remember when the UK dub was released, because I know I saw it last night. I can look at it real quick. I saw it somewhere, because I know the Disney version came out in yeah, so the Disney version came out 2012. Oh, so wait, it doesn't even say anything. It was just wait. Oh, okay. So technically, this film actually has 3 different names. So in America, it was called The Secret World of Arrietty. In The UK and Australia, it was just known as Arrietty, and in Japan, it was called the Borrower Arrietty.
Huh.
I actually didn't know that.
Bro, I swear to
Uh,
God, these different name changes.
but yeah, all it says on here is that the film was released in North America on February 17th, 2012, and was made by Walt Disney. It does not give a release date for the UK dub. But I can only imagine that the UK dub just came out, was done for specifically for the UK Blu-ray that came out.
I'm checking. Okay. Actually, it says in the United Kingdom, the film was released on July 29th, 2011. But I'm not sure. Like, I think. Hold on. Area schedule for UK release. I'm trying to find this. Uh. Oh wow, this is an old website. Holy shit. But if I had to guess, 2011, 2012, somewhere around that time.
I probably say 2011 because when I was looking at the Studio Ghibli, anime voiceover wiki, that was actually the first list that came up was the UK version, and then the Disney version was second, and I think after that was the Japanese version. I think I gotta look at this again.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay, no, it just went the UK voice cast and then the English voice cast, the Disney version, and then additional voices.
Yeah.
But yeah. See it, and now I kind of want to see. I kind of want to watch the UK dub, just to hear how Tom Holland actually did.
I still have to show
The
you
thing
that.
is, I'm trying to.
I still have to show you that clip, unless you already seen it.
Which one?
Like the clip of Tom Holland playing Show in the UK version.
I don't think you showed me it.
Yeah, I need. I'm gonna show you that after this recording. But yeah, who would have guessed that what would eventually be Spider-Man was in the Studio Ghibli movie?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I think that's it for the first one. So you can go ahead and do the second one now.
So yeah, so I'm obviously handling the second one, and so fun fact number 2 is did you know that this film actually broke a film record in Japan? Let me explain. So basically, as we mentioned at the beginning of this review, this Ghibli film was directed by a first-time director. Apparently, if this source that we got this from is true, 7,500,000 people saw Arrietty in theaters, which was an all-time record for Japan. For that being for a movie with a first-time director, that was an all-time record for them at that time. I'm not sure if that record has been broken since.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I'm pretty sure it probably is, but and yeah, you gotta get that to Arrietty. They had the ticket sales up the ass.
All right, I got nothing else to say. I don't know about you, but if that's
I got nothing.
All right, so now it's time for our rating of Arrietty.
Yeah, so yeah, Franco, what are your final thoughts on the Secret World of Arrietty?
I really enjoyed this film. It was way better than I expected because, like I said, when after Ponyo, we are in the 2010s era, and I don't really hear anything about these movies. So I was kind of scared to see how the 2010s would look like for Studio Ghibli because, at least in my opinion, 2010s was when movies and especially animation took a big decline. So I was kind of scared to see what these next movies would be. But then when I saw Arrietty, I really enjoyed it and it blew my mind. It was way better than I expected. If I have to if I have to rank this, I think I would actually give this an A tier, and letter grading I would give this an A minus. And I'm gonna be honest right now. I actually think I can watch this over Ponyo.
Really?
Yeah.
This is the first time you actually said that this entire series.
Yeah. And now because I can't really think of any plot issues that this movie had, and like the music itself was pretty good, especially like the theme or like the song that plays at the beginning and then again during the film. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think I'll just say this right now. Yeah, I think this is a very good movie. I think yeah, definitely. I'd say yeah for letter grade, I would probably give this like an A minus. And in terms of ranking this, yeah, putting this at like the A tier. Uh, this actually did move up into my top 10 favorite films, which unfortunately means now Porco Rosso is now officially out of my top 10.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, The Cat Returns is now taking up the 10th spot in my list.
Yeah.
But I think this is a overall very good movie. I think my only issues with the film is that while you do follow Arrietty throughout basically the entire film, she doesn't have that much of a character arc, though. That make okay. Let me try and explain it a bit. Like nothing really happens with her character, or her character. I'm trying to figure out how they explain this. So basically, like compared to like some of the other characters that we've had before, they have like you could see how like from the start from the film to the end of the film, they have changed as a character.
I think one example
With Arrietty, I can't really feel that.
Yeah, she doesn't really change because I was gonna bring up.
I feel more for Sean, but he's more of like a secondary character, honestly.
Yeah, and I was gonna.
Which, I mean, I was gonna say, I guess you really shouldn't be. Arrietty is the title of is the title character, so you really should be following them. Nothing really much happens with her character, so I don't really feel that attached to her. And also, May going batshit crazy in the third act is just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but it was
was just out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, but also it was satisfying to see her act look all insane when after Sean rescued Arrietty and her mother.
Yeah, it is fun to see her kind of get her ass handed to her by not really actually like someone like beating her up, but more of someone just outsmarting her.
Yeah.
Because she's like, oh well, the kitchen is right here. What? It's not here? Well, I gotta go up to the dollhouse, and then oh shit, it's there. Well, I'm.
It's satisfying.
And I think my favorite scene with her is actually when she realizes that like the kitchen is still there, and like she walks over to like the front door and because she calls like these exterminator guys to get rid of these, tiny people. Yeah. But she doesn't find anything, so she's like in distraught, basically like what the fuck happened? And the guys are sitting there like, hey, you want us to do anything? She fucking just turns to them. He goes like, fucking, I'm not crazy. There's little people here. I'm not crazy. And she starts fucking losing it. And you can see the guys are like backing up like, should we leave? And she's like standing there like, I'm not crazy. And they're like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here.
Throw her ass in an insane asylum.
Yeah, quite literally.
But yeah.
So that this film has some problems that I can't really get over. Like Arrietty, you can't really follow. You've honestly followed Sean more or show, but he's not really the main focus of the story, which is kind of unfortunate. I really honestly feel like have the title be the same, have it be more of like it from Sean's perspective, because you start off the film from Sean's perspective, but then you transition very quickly over to Arrietty, and that's the main character that you follow. But I feel like what made this film better is you actually followed Sean from start to finish. Like you were following this character throughout, and then like you get like brief glimpses of Arrietty at the beginning, or the opening scene is how I thought the rest of the movie was gonna play out, where like, he's like looking at the house, like inspecting it, and he looks down at this plant, and then all of a sudden like he sees like a little shadow like scurrying around like the plant, and he's like, what the fuck is that? I thought that's how they were gonna handle Arrietty throughout the entire film, but right after that scene, you see her in full glory, and it's just like, oh, that kind of just ruined it then.
Yeah, but I think...
And yeah, you followed her throughout the entire film. Like I just feel like the film would have been better if you followed it from Sean's point of view, and maybe like for like the first like half an hour, you get like maybe brief glimpses of them, and you don't really you're probably thinking like, oh, maybe like Sean's crazy or whatever, like he's like seeing things, and then like when, for example, like when in the room, or the one scene where Arrietty's standing like behind a leaf, like right outside the window, and like Sean's having this conversation with her. I think that's the moment where you're like, oh wow, he's actually not crazy because there's a figure right there. I think that would have been better. And like you kind of like flick off on and off between Sean being the main character for this scene, and then maybe Arrietty for this scene, and then having maybe them focus on her and the family, and then going back to Sean. I think that would have been nice, but as the film is, I think it's still a pretty great watch. It's that I would have changed some things about it for it to be an overall better experience for me.
Yeah. And I mean, you gotta give this film credit. The emotion that you feel was so strong and so unexpected, especially towards the end.
Yeah. So, I mean, you want to mention anything else?
I think
because I'm good.
I think that's it, actually.
All right, so yeah, guys, that was our review of the Secret World of Arrietty. A pretty solid start actually to the 2010s. That kind of makes me actually kind of optimistic for the next couple films that we're going to be talking about, more specifically the next two. After that, I'm not sure how that's going to go. But anyway, guys, yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Studio Ghibli Summer as per usual. If you like this sort of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to get notified when future videos are coming out. You also like seeing some gaming content. Follow Franco on his channel because he does some Twitch stream. Wow, I almost said Twitch streams for a second. Kick streams. You can go and follow his Kick's profile in the description below.
And I actually just did get back into Kick streaming recently.
Yeah. If you guys haven't been keeping up with Franco's channel, he recently just did a Fall Guys stream a couple of days ago, which I think you said that did it go all right? Because I unfortunately was not there for that.
It went well, actually. I had like 15 viewers in stream, like on average, which was crazy. And then after that, we just raided Azalea, and then that's when I got some clips from that stream and then uploaded it as a YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it went better than expected, honestly.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so yeah, go and follow him on Kick. As per usual, if you want to get notified when a new video is coming out, or just about my personal life in general, go and follow me on my social media pages, like that being my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I don't give a fuck about what they call it now. If it's X or some bullshit like that, it's still technically Twitter. If you want to get notified, or if you want to know what I think about a movie before the review actually comes out on my YouTube channel, go and follow me on my Letterboxd page. That will also be down in the description below, because I usually give reviews out on new films that I discuss, including Arrietty, which I did a couple nights ago, as well as Ponyo, because I actually forgot to do a review for that when we did the review. So that both of those reviews will be out, and they will keep on coming out for the rest of the movie reviews that I will do, not only SGS but just for the main series. And also follow me on my Twitch page. I'm gonna try and get back into Twitch streaming relatively soon. I just really hope that it doesn't shit the bed on me before the big thing I want to do in October. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much about it. And Franco, you wanna tell them what the next episode will be about?
Alright, the next episode of Studio Ghibli Summer is going to be from Up on Poppy Hill, released in 2011. Now, I believe you said, Russell, that you've heard some pretty good things about this movie.
Yeah, and I'll just say this much. The plot is interesting.
Oh boy.
To say the least. It gets into some very interesting topics.
Oh boy.
But anyway, so we'll see you guys next time for our review on God, I can't even speak. We'll see you guys next time for our review of From Up on Poppy Hill, and we'll see you guys next time. Long and prosper. Out.
Goodbye.